I just need everyone to say exactly what they mean and take what everyone is saying exactly as it's being said and not further interpret it because I can't keep trying to like figure out what's going on here. I want to know what's happening and that's what's happening and we're not going to interpret it further.
God, I
And I
love
think
that so much.
yeah, that was a proud moment for me. But I think like that kind of energy has showed up more in my life in the last few years
Hmm.
than it used to.
And that
I
very much feels like healthy 8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I've used that exact line so much in the last year of like, I need you to just tell me what you mean
Yes.
because I don't have like, actually, it came out in times where I was just like kind of exhausted. And I was like, I do not have the energy to try and interpret what you're saying or doing or reading in between any lines right now. So I just need you to say what what it is you're trying to tell me or
Right.
not tell me.
Exactly.
Like the vibe is off.
Exactly.
Like in that moment when you're with all those people, isn't it so exhausting because you can pick up on all the energy? Do you feel that?
Yes. Yes. I'm like, oh, they're not happy. They're not
Oh,
happy.
it's like
But
these
why?
little, yes, but why? But why? And what have I done? Right?
Right. Or what do they think that I've done that maybe I did not do? Or maybe I did do it, but I had no idea that it was going to be impacting them because they didn't say anything. Right. Yes. It's really funny.
I think it's I wonder a little bit about the age thing, right? Because I did definitely identify as more 8. Actually, one of my high school friends brought this up recently when we were talking about the podcast, and she's like, it's just so interesting to listen to because obviously I have a relationship with her now, but she told me that I kind of had this like fuck you energy back then
Mhm.
when it was like I didn't care what anyone thought about me. Like, I was gonna do whatever I wanted to do, and that was, like that was it, which is really interesting. So I was curious about that, and Holly, you probably know where I'm going with this around, like, soul child, so can you explain that a little bit? And then I would do wanna talk a little bit about that, because that's a big part of my 2 experience, I think.
So soul child for 2, the idea is that, and not everybody resonates with this because Danny also doesn't
Mhm.
resonate with this
Mhm.
either. So that's part of why it's a theory as opposed to like an actual construct within the Enneagram. But the idea is that 2s go to 4 on their growth or security line.
Mhm.
And so the idea is that you were on track to be a 4. That was sort of like your little being was like trending in that direction.
Mhm.
And then something happened in your family or in your life that made you decide that that was not safe. That what was actually going to be safe for you was to show up in this helpful way and to the way that you were going to be loved and validated and cared for in your family was through the sort of helpful nature, taking care of others, sacrificing yourself, that sort of thing.
Mhm.
And that's how you got what you needed to survive your family.
Mhm. And 4 is like the
Creative, yeah.
Yeah. So I have thought about this because I was like very emotional as a young child in ways that I'm like I think about it now and I'm like what made me what made me like that?
Yeah.
I have this one
Yeah.
memory of I must have been I was less than 5 years old because we were in the first house that we lived in when I grew up. And I just remember I was like looking at a picture. I was in my bedroom. I was looking at a picture of my uncle who lived in Ohio. Well, no, he didn't live in Ohio at that time, but he didn't live close by. And thinking about my great grandparents who had put like the wallpaper up around the top of our room, who lived out in Massachusetts, New Hampshire. So I didn't get to see them that frequently either. And I was just like sobbing. And I was so sad that I did not get to see them frequently. And I did not have this like close relationship with them because they were so far away. And I was thinking about how like I didn't get to know my grandpa on my dad's side because he had died when I was like less than a year old. And I was like less than 5 when I was like, I have this very distinct
Oh.
memory of this. So I was a very emotional child. I also had the same kind of thing when we moved houses when I was 6 years old. I was so attached to the house and I was so sad that we were leaving the house and thinking about all the memories that we had there and like the neighborhood that we were in, and leaving that was really hard for me.